Step number 4 is to correct any hypoglycemia type issues. When we eat carbohydrates or sugars, our body makes insulin, and the insulin helps us process those carbohydrates and move those sugars into the cells so that they can be used by the body. But insulin, when it goes a little bit higher, also is very pro-anabolic. It also sends the signal to rebuild and to store fuel. So if insulin is staying really low, we're not really getting that signal as much, and that can restrict a person from rebuilding and storing fuel. So we want to see that insulin go a little bit higher for someone who's having a really hard time gaining weight. And if someone's hypoglycemic, a lot of times their insulin is kind of acting like a bully, where just a small amount of insulin will sweep out way too much blood sugar, and it'll make the person have kind of like a sugar crash. Step number 5 is to cycle the right carbs the right way. So you're probably going to need some carbohydrates if you really want to gain weight. Carbohydrates raise insulin, and that higher insulin helps us build and store more as fuel. So we're really probably going to need some carbohydrates. But if you're eating toaster pastries and everything out of the vending machine, that's not the healthy way to do it. That's going to have a better chance of leaning towards that insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes problem. So we really want to eat this stuff called real food. So real food grows out of the ground. Real food grows off of a tree. Real food comes from animals that were standing by the tree and maybe they peed on the tree. This is real food. Real food is not come in a package. So if you can eat real food and include more carbohydrates with that real food, things like potatoes or rice, these are high carbohydrate foods that can help you add weight on in a healthy way. Bonus step that we talked about before can be really important for some folks. And that bonus step is to fix any symptoms that you're dealing with at all. Any type of health symptoms. Now that doesn't mean that all these symptoms are restricting your ability to add weight. What it's saying is these symptoms are giving you a signal that the body is not operating correctly. And in a lot of cases, the malfunction that's going on can restrict a person's ability to add that weight on. So if you're dealing with like insomnia or depression or even mental or emotional issues or any of those digestive symptoms that we talked about, but even symptoms like, oh, I get injuries a lot, or I have major menstrual cramps, or even if I have low blood pressure, if your systolic number, which is that top number, is lower than 112, that's a really strong sign that there's not enough minerals that are coming in from the system because the person is not digesting and breaking down their food correctly. So all of those things can be symptoms that the body is not operating correctly.